Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of our captivating deep dives, where we talk about Africa's most important topics. Today, we're focusing on a heated and important debate, Nigeria versus Ghana, in terms of infrastructure development. This has been an ongoing conversation for years, but today we're diving deep into the facts, data, and even a current situation that exposes the reality on the ground. Nigeria and Ghana have always been compared in sports, culture, and economy. But when it comes to infrastructure, it's safe to say that Nigeria is playing in a completely different league. Let's take a closer look at why. Nigeria has made major strides in infrastructure over the years. Despite challenges, Nigeria's commitment to modernizing its roads, power grids, transport systems, and social infrastructure has been significant. Nigeria is home to some of the most ambitious infrastructure projects on the African continent. Take, for example, the Dangote Refinery, a project that has garnered global attention. Located in Lagos, this refinery is one of the largest single-train refineries in the world. Once fully operational, it's expected to process 650,000 barrels of crude oil per day. This refinery is not just a major step for Nigeria's oil sector, but it's a game-changer for Africa's overall energy landscape. Nigeria's infrastructure prowess is also reflected in its road networks. Nigeria boasts the largest road network in West Africa, covering over 195,000 kilometers, with continuous investments in highway expansions. The Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, one of the busiest highways in Africa, has undergone significant renovation and is part of a broader agenda to improve the connectivity between major economic hubs in the country. Another key area where Nigeria leads is aviation infrastructure. Nigeria's Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos and Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport in Abuja are some of the busiest and most advanced airports in Africa. In 2021, the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN, reported that the Lagos airport handled over 5 million passengers, while Abuja handled nearly 4 million. Compare that to Ghana, where the Kotoka International Airport in Accra handled just over 2.1 million passengers in 2022, and the difference becomes obvious. But let's not stop there. Electricity generation in Nigeria has been another area of significant improvement. While the country has struggled with consistent power supply, the Nigerian government has continued to invest in power infrastructure through various power projects and partnerships with the private sector. Nigeria's installed electricity generation capacity currently stands at 12,522 megawatt, though yet, even with these limitations, Nigeria's power sector is still significantly ahead of Ghana's. Now let's switch gears and look at Ghana. Ghana is often touted as one of Africa's rising stars, especially with its relatively stable political environment and impressive economic growth in the early 2010s. However, when it comes to infrastructure, the situation is a bit different. In the area of roads, Ghana lags behind Nigeria significantly. The country's total road network stands at around 78,000 kilometers, less than half of Nigeria's. More concerning is the state of some of these roads. Urban congestion in Accra has become a growing issue due to insufficient road expansions, while rural areas remain poorly connected, affecting the movement of goods and services. Ghana's energy sector, while praised for its stable supply compared to other African countries, does not come close to Nigeria in terms of scale. Ghana's total installed electricity capacity is about 5,358 megawatt as of 2022. While Ghana's energy situation is more stable than Nigeria's due to fewer technical issues, it still doesn't have the capacity to meet the demands of large-scale industrialization or future population growth the way Nigeria could, if its distribution issues are resolved. Now, let's talk about something more recent and troubling for Ghana, the CAF ban on hosting home games. In 2024, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, imposed a ban on Ghana's national football team from hosting home matches in the country. Why? Because of poor stadium conditions. Ghana's Baba Yara Stadium, one of the most iconic sports venues in West Africa, was deemed unfit for international matches due to substandard infrastructure. The same goes for the Cape Coast Stadium, which has also failed to meet CAF standards. This ban has dealt a serious blow to Ghana's reputation, raising concerns about the state of its sports infrastructure and its ability to maintain facilities that meet global standards. This is a far cry from Nigeria's Abuja National Stadium and Godswill Akpabio Stadium, both of which have hosted high-profile matches and events, showcasing Nigeria's superiority in sports infrastructure. When it comes to transportation, Nigeria's dominance is once again clear. Nigeria's railway sector has seen substantial growth in recent years, with major projects aimed at revitalizing and expanding the country's rail network. The Abuja-Kaduna railway line, which opened in 2016, was a game-changer for connecting northern and central Nigeria. The Lagos-Ibadan Railway is another flagship project that is transforming the movement of people and goods in Nigeria's economic hub. In contrast, Ghana's railway network is still in its early stages of redevelopment. Although there have been efforts to revamp the railway system in Ghana, such as the Tema to Mepakadan Railway project, it is clear that Ghana's rail infrastructure is decades behind Nigeria's. The slow pace of development in this area limits Ghana's ability to facilitate mass transportation, which is crucial for economic growth. Even in aviation, Ghana's main international airport, Kotoka International Airport, pales in comparison to Nigeria's international hubs. While it is a well-maintained and efficient airport, its capacity and passenger traffic are nowhere near the levels handled by Lagos or Abuja airports. The question is, why is Nigeria so far ahead in infrastructure development? There are several reasons. Nigeria's massive population of over 220 million people naturally creates more demand for infrastructure. More roads, more airports, more energy generation. Nigeria simply requires a larger and more advanced infrastructure network to meet the demands of its people and economy. Nigeria has attracted substantial private sector investment in its infrastructure, particularly in sectors like energy and transportation. Companies like Dangote Group, as mentioned earlier, have played a pivotal role in driving large infrastructure projects. In contrast, Ghana has struggled to attract the same level of private investment, often relying on government and donor funding. Nigeria's government has shown a willingness to embark on ambitious projects, even if they take time to complete. Whether it's the Lagos-Kano Railway Project, the Lekki Deep Sea Port, or the Ajao-Kuta-Kaduna-Kano gas pipeline, Nigeria's infrastructure ambitions dwarf those of Ghana. Now, let's not be too harsh on Ghana. The country has made strides in certain areas, particularly in renewable energy and telecom infrastructure. Ghana's rural electrification project has been praised for improving access to electricity in remote areas, and the country has been at the forefront of digital transformation in Africa with one of the highest mobile phone penetration rates on the continent. However, if Ghana wants to catch up to Nigeria in terms of infrastructure, it will need to address several key issues. Increased investment in transportation infrastructure, particularly roads and rail. A stronger focus on public-private partnerships to boost energy and transport sectors. More consistent maintenance of public facilities, especially sports stadiums, to avoid further embarrassment on the international stage. In conclusion, while Ghana may be a rising star in some areas, when it comes to infrastructure development, Nigeria is miles ahead. From road networks to energy, from aviation to sports infrastructure, Nigeria's sheer scale, ambition, and resources make it the dominant force in West Africa's infrastructure race. The CAF ban on Ghana's stadiums is just the latest example of how critical infrastructure development is to a nation's reputation and capabilities. If Ghana wants to close the gap with Nigeria, it will need to step up its game across the board. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more insightful content about Africa's growth and development. Don't forget to hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think is leading the infrastructure race in West Africa? Let's discuss.